I'm Paul Levinson, and welcome to Light On, Light Through, episode 139. Report on the 2020 Democratic National Convention, Day 2. Well, I thought the second day of the 2020 Democratic National Convention, totally virtual and just concluded on television, hit an emotional tone which was at once about as deep as it gets and also hopeful. The casting of the nominating ballots state by state in alphabetical order was especially moving and satisfying. I thought it offered a much better multifaceted picture of America than could ever be offered in an in-person physical convention, because we actually got to see the states and the cities across this country from which the delegates, multicultural, colorfully dressed and spoken, were casting their votes. It was also good to see Joe Biden himself at critical moments in the convention, as we did last night. Tonight, he accepted the nomination, spoke with people who survived because of the Affordable Health Care Act, Obamacare, which Biden helped bring over the finish line with Obama. And Joe came out to hug his wife Jill after her speech. This was something you also didn't see much of in the traditional, old-fashioned, in-person conventions. That's right, I'm increasingly thinking about those in-person conventions. The more I see of this virtual convention as old-fashioned. I also thought the segment of Biden working with John McCain and other Republicans was very effective. Whatever McCain did that was right or wrong in his long career in the Senate, his saving of the Affordable Health Care Act from the Trumpian onslaught will be remembered for a long time in history. And Jill Biden's talk and its analogy of making a family whole, which is what she did when she married Joe Biden, and making a nation whole, what Joe and she will do once they're in the White House, well, that was just the tonic we needed. And as a parting note, it was great to see Caroline Kennedy and her son, Jack Schlossberg. He looks a lot like his uncle, John Kennedy Jr., and he has the same bearing as his grandfather, JFK. Now, I know there's no going back to Camelot and the early 1960s, but this Jack may well play a role in building the new and better America in the decades ahead.
The Light on Light Through podcast.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that little assessment of the second day of the 2020 Democratic National Convention. And I'll be back here tomorrow night with my thoughts on the third day of the 2020 Democratic National Convention, the first virtual convention. In the meantime, enjoy.
Athens, 2042 AD. She ripped the paper in half, then ripped the halves, then ripped what was left again into bits and pieces of history that could have been. Sierra Waters had read once that, years ago, it was thought that men made love for the thrill, while women made love for the sense of connection it gave them.
Curled Up with a Good Book says, Sierra Waters is sexy as hell. You can find out more about The Plot to Save Socrates by Paul Levinson at theplottoSaveSocrates.com.
ancient biotech war raging on in secret for centuries.